Put your big hand.
Yeah. That's what I use. No,
Don't start talking about masturbation right out of the gate.
I would never.
We need at least one where we're not talking about sex
I
things.
don't know what that is. You're just using big words, big phrases.
Masturbatory.
Masturbatory. That's one of those that's like the reboot of Toy Story.
Master with Buzz and Woody. Masturbatory. This time
That was
we're
a
in Andy's
stretch.
mom's room.
That was quite the stretch.
This time we're in Andy's mom room too. That's quite the stretch. Welcome to Because Movies podcast, the chairs that never worked.
Welcome to.
Notice how I
you
haven't
just said
struggled
it.
on my fucking chair.
Your chair doesn't move.
It's the best part of it.
This is fun. It's fun. Today
We
on
have fun here.
Because Movies,
Cause is this our urban? We want to talk to the kids.
I already did the
Cause movies.
I did the beat rapping on the last episode.
beatboxing, beat rapping.
I'm like the old guy.
Huh?
You're the get off my lawn guy, but I'm like a different type of.
You're the guy that's like, I can get along with you, beat rappers. Where's your cardboard so we can break dance?
Let's
oh
throw
shit!
down.
We saw a movie the other day where a guy had cardboard and he was breakdancing on it, and Dexter's like, "What's he doing?" I go, "Let's go breakdancing." He doesn't look like he's dancing. I'm like, "Oh, buddy,
He's what they call a beat boy. Beat boy.
rigga." I could rap.
Speaking of which, today on the show, Event Horizon.
Woo!
I decided to like throw in a classic sci-fi. This is a classic
It's a
for
classic
sci-fi lovers.
for
For sci-fi lovers.
yeah, but not for the reasons that like Alien or
Oh, no.
Aliens
No.
or Blade Runner is a classic.
I love any crew, space, ship.
I like
Just throwing words.
I like when when you watch
Monster.
Alien or Aliens Crew, there's a real
Aliens crew.
Aliens Crew. There's a
Alien
real
screw.
oh shit, that's part 3 when they're all doing each
Electric
other, xenomorphing their
Jigaloo.
acid blood all over each other.
And we need to
But,
stop with this stuff.
But what?
I'm talking about porns all the time.
Alien porn is fine. It's not real. But they love each other in alien porn, not like real porn,
So it's okay for me to look up the tentacle stuff.
right? The tentacles care about each other. No. But what I was saying was when the crew kind of feels like lived in. You know what I mean? Like you watch Aliens Crew and the original Alien Crew. It looks like they get along with each
They
other.
know each other for
There's
sure.
some people in this one that look like they know each other, and then there's comedy relief dude, and I'm like, ugh.
Yes,
hate that guy.
obvious token black guy comic relief. Yes, I got that.
That was a bit insulting, but yeah,
But so were movies back then. I'm sorry. Like
it's
it was
it's
what
an
it was.
enjoyable enough movie. Did you know that Paul Anderson turned down the second Mortal Kombat movie to make this movie instead? Oh, sorry, second Resident Evil movie to make this movie instead.
equal footing.
Yeah, I would have rather this than.
Can you wait? Wait. It's
No,
hard to believe that Event Horizon came out around the same time as Resident Evil 2. Are you serious?
No, he turned down doing Resident Evil 2. I don't know when Resident Evil 2 came out, but he turned down doing it to do this instead.
Well, that would mean Resident Evil 1 came out before Event Horizon.
I believe it did.
That's
yeah.
crazy in my brain. You
I think we'd have to ask.
No,
We'd have to ask Siri.
we'll
Maybe
come-
I'm wrong about it, but I know that he turned down either Mortal Kombat 2. I believe it might have been Mortal Kombat 2 or Resident Evil 2 to do this.
I will say, getting off of that, I will say that I love Sam Neill.
Yeah.
I just like, he's just always a good character. Like he's
I love it when
good.
he's got a great voice to be sinister, and I love the turn he takes in this movie.
I feel the same way about Kevin Costner movies. I love Waterworld, Postman.
Not Postman.
I love
Waterworld I'll give a
Postman.
pass, but not Postman.
I'm trying to think of other ones.
The Amazing Mr. Brooks, I believe, that new one he made where he's a bad guy,
haven't
the bad
seen it.
neighbor.
I haven't
That's
seen any of
good.
the new stuff.
He's great in Dancing with Wolves. He's adequate in Bull Durham, which is kind of a shitty movie anyway. But yeah, he's a good actor to watch, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Also, Sam Neill, who might have had a better career than Kevin Costner.
So Event Horizon, Yeah, it's just a favorite of mine when growing up watching sci-fi movies.
I remember this. I saw this movie in theater, and I remember this movie being gorier than it was. I don't know why, but I remembered it being super gory.
It
It's
wasn't in parts, but yeah, not really.
not super gory. No, not compared to some of the other disgusting things I've seen as my life has gone on. And maybe it was
Marriage,
just right and
childbirth.
But
Tell we're married.
yeah, it more that we're parents.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Poop fountains. Sorry.
That's what kids are.
Yes.
But it was cool seeing Sam Neill.
Just crossed my legs for no reason. It's very uncomfortable.
It's because the poop jokes are giving you a hard on. But seeing
I would
Lawrence
just let that
Fishburne
fly, just stick it out there. Yeah.
stick it out there. Seeing
Just
Lawrence
see what
Fishburne
happens.
pre-Matrix was kind of cool because he hasn't been Neo yet, and you
That's,
find that
that's another actor.
yeah. But everything he's done,
Yes, Phil,
since-
he's an actor.
very
Sorry,
good.
I'm interrupting
He's a black
you.
guy that we know his name. Yay! But he's not. He's not. Every role he's done since Morpheus has felt like it's had a little bit of Morpheus
Oh
to
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
This, there's no Morpheus. There's just a guy that's running the fucking crew. I thought that was great. Seeing a it says because Lawrence Fishburne's a fucking great actor. You know what I mean? And it was funny. I said to my wife as we were watching it together. The only movie I think I've ever seen him where he's not in a leadership role was his, I think, first movie, Apocalypse Now. He's just a guy on the boat, right? He's just a teenager on the boat. Every movie since, even pre-Morpheus, he's always been a leader. He's just got that. He's got that presence of a guy that's like, this is the guy in charge, you know? And I really like that this because he works it in this movie. It never goes over the top. Everything else goes over the top, but I felt like Lawrence Fishburne always kept himself grounded, and I really enjoyed that about him.
He gets into the character. He's good.
Yep.
Event Horizon.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
In 2047, a distress signal is received.
Oh, shit. In the opening crawl that comes up, there's a grammatical error in it. Fuck, and I meant to write it down and I forgot. It says something like,
I might have noticed it.
there was quartz in space instead of there was a quartz, or there was distress in space instead of there was distress call in space instead of there was a, they were missing an A. And I remember I pointed it out, and I was like, having a mother who was an absolute grammar Nazi, she was very, very specific on how shit should be written. I noticed, I always see that in everything, but I noticed that and I'm like, my God, how did that pass fucking anybody?
Being into editing and stuff, did you notice the cards for the title cards? Not the title, but the actors, the cast, they would show the text, but you would see like the outline, the square outline that that would probably pass back then because it's
But
like
now, yep. Especially,
film
we should also mention
quality.
too, we watched it in 4K.
Yeah, yeah.
And watching it in 4K, holy moly, did some of these effects not hold up. Especially my
but was
favorite.
still a thrill.
Oh, it was wonderful. My favorite that didn't hold up was when they're in those tanks, in the water tanks, and they've got those tubes that come down to go in the breeders on them. They are literally just aquarium hose. Like plastic aquarium hose that comes and plugs into something. The same fucking hose that runs in my aquarium, that's exactly what they were.
This movie, because I have so much
Hair.
nope. Maybe on my butt. No, so because it's part of my past and I loved it. One of my favorites. I'm into the movie when I'm watching it, and I'm just like, I didn't notice that at all.
I noticed that. But again, I was having a ball. You know, it's one of those movies that wasn't a slog like those terrible Fast and Furious movies. I was having a ball. Oh,
No Vin Diesel.
thank God.
A distress signal is received from the Event Horizon, a starship that disappeared during its maiden voyage to Proxima Centauri 7 years previously, that has mysteriously reappeared in a decaying orbit around Neptune. Meaning if they leave it there for too long, it's going to go into Neptune.
Also, how much ass do you think?
Why
Sam
didn't they
Neill-
have it go in a decaying orbit around Uranus?
That's rude. How much ass do you think Sam Neill got back in the day when he was right on the top? Because that guy's fucking
Was he
voice is
married
like
at the time?
smooth butter.
Was he married at the time?
That doesn't matter. He's an actor.
It's true. He got away with murder.
No, that's Phil Spector and Max Landis. Fuck. Jonathan Landis? Fuck, I forgot. Max Landis is a kid. I think. Oh,
My
goddamn,
eye
I
just
remember.
got itchy. Scratch my eye, Rob.
All right, hurry up, goddammit.
The rescue vessel, Lewis and Clark,
That was dumb. I kept on fucking calling it Lois and Clark the whole
Perfect.
fucking time.
is this is the Dean Kane.
He should have been in this fucking movie.
The rescue vessel, Lewis and Clark, is dispatched. Its crew, Captain Miller, second in command, Lieutenant Stark, pilot, Smith, medical technician, Peters, engineer, Ensign Justin, doctor, DJ, and rescue technician, Cooper.
Cooper was awful.
Cooper was the Pierce, Roman Pierce of the
In
group.
the movie. That's
Yeah.
right. And did you notice that DJ was Jason Isaacs, who is a great actor, but went on to famously be Draco Malfoy's dad in the Harry Potter movies? So the blonde Lucius Malfoy, that's Jason Isaacs.
Okay.
He also played the captain in the first season of the wonderfully, thank God it's forgettable, Star Trek Discovery. I guess it's not fucking forgettable if I'm remembering it.
I love
but
that.
he
It's
played
coming
the
back.
captain. Great.
I love it.
Yeah, great.
I'll talk about honorable
We'll have an
mention.
episode on it
Honorable mention.
that I'll just walk away.
Yeah, you
While
won't
you're
even
talking
watch
about it,
it.
I'll be like fucking other side of the room.
It's joined by Dr. William Weir, who designed the Event Horizon. William Weir is
Did he
Is-
design the Event Horizon or the Gravity Drive? The whole thing.
the whole thing, I think.
It
Yeah.
was played by Samuel.
Samuel. He briefs the crew on the ship's experimental gravity drive, which generates an artificial black hole and uses it to bridge 2 points in spacetime, reducing travel time over astronomical distances.
Also, one thing that was awesome, and I can't say that I take credit for it. It was, I believe, Red Letter Media that brought it up. Is in Interstellar, they describe traveling through black holes as, imagine you got to get here, and this is trillion miles away in space. What a black hole does is it effectively folds time. He folds a paper and they push a pencil through it. They do it in Event Horizon, and then they rip it off in Interstellar.
But it's just ripping off science. Like
It is, but-
theoretical science.
I love that a movie like Interstellar and a movie like Event Horizon shared real science in them. I just thought that was when I remember when Red Letter Media brought it up. I was like, "Holy shit, that's right!" Because I remember that scene from Event Horizon, and the fact that it's a real possibility. Everything about this movie is impossible, but that idea is cool, fucking super cool, man. And also the way that Sam Neill, that guy could fucking read the Bible, and I'd listen to it because he's like, and this is how he sounds like Hannibal Lecter. This is how, if we're going to move from one point to the other, this is how we would do it. And he's just got that suave fucking voice that you're like, oh man. He lulls you into a false sense of everything's fine when he talks, right?
You have raptors? Sorry.
We want to see your dinosaurs, Clarice.
You have a T-Rex?
Say again.
The,
Who
Okay.
bred raptor?
the distress. No. That would be weird.
Bread raptors. They're fucking little dinosaurs that run around made of bread. Hobbs bred raptors.
The distress signal seems to consist of a series of screams. Did I read that? Yeah.
Screams.
A series of screams and howls, but DJ believes he can discern the Latin phrase liberate me. Save me. Me.
Liberate? Meh.
So, save me, being spoken. Upon boarding the Event Horizon, the crew finds evidence of a massacre. Yeah, there's
Also,
like blood and guts
oh
all over
man,
the
the
walls.
guts all
Yeah.
over that was fucking great because you could see it in so much detail
Mm-hmm.
in the 4K that just the splattering and the fucking dripping of sinew. Oh, loved it. It was great. But when they get onto that Event Horizon and there's the huge bridge part or the huge two part that leads to the bridge and to the back, holy moly, the stuff that's floating around, that looked bad, especially the
It looked
water.
bad, yes.
Oh, it looked bad.
As they search for survivors, the ship's gravity drive activates, briefly pulling in
Agent Justin or
Agent Justin. Yeah. Men in Black. Into the resulting portal and causing a shockwave that damages the Lewis and Clark, forcing the entire crew to board the Event Horizon. So
that's right.
to catch you up,
A big fucking cut down the side of the ship. Yeah, that DB Cooper has to go out and deal with.
so one of the characters is right in front of the gravity drive when it hits absolute zero. I don't know. When it aligns perfectly and opens the portal,
Creates the black hole. Yeah.
he gets pulled into it. And yeah. So that sets that up.
Also, is that guy that's playing Agent Justin? Is that Bon Jovi's brother?
How would I know?
Because you're a huge Bon Jovi fan. He is.
No.
Don't let him lie.
No.
He's got-
Living on a prayer, but take my hand.
And you're in the
I'm
audience
so-
going, I fucking love you, Bon Jovi. Woo! My wife has been to, I think, 3 Bon Jovi concerts. Fucking loves Bon Jovi.
I did security, and I've never been to a Bon Jovi concert.
You should.
That's relevant because I
His
did.
next
I did
fucking show,
concert security
you
a
should
lot.
be at Bon Jovi.
I'm not working there anymore.
And be
I would
like-
like to though.
I'll let you go into the back if you follow my podcast and follow me on TikTok.
Yeah, here's my card. I've made so many shows on YouTube. There was times where I've made business cards showing all the stuff so I could just hand it to
Aren't
people.
you cool?
Yeah,
See, the
I
difference
still
is-
have magnets
Because you're
of older things.
personable and you like to go to people, hey, listen to my show. And people will be like, have I heard you on a
I am
podcast?
not.
Never talk to me. Don't look me in the eye.
A small Phil fact: I am actually pretty shy until I get to know a person or situation.
And he can prove that by the first time that we met each other. When he came walking in the door, I was like, Phil, check out my tits. And I pulled up my shirt.
He
And that-
actually
you know what?
has tits.
You can tell on his shirt. But that is funny. My kid and I were talking about that today.
Your
Yeah, my
tits.
tits. He was like, Dad, do some people have social anxiety? And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, a
yeah.
lot of people have social anxiety, buddy. It's very common thing. I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a lot of people have it.
Oh yeah, in different
And,
ways too.
And my wife would never talk in front of people, like a crowd of people. I said, he's like, I don't think I have it. I'm like, you're very much like your father. I said, I'm very lucky because I see how social anxiety just cripples some people. And I've never, ever fucking had it. And I count that as one of the great things that I've been lucky for in my life. Like even when here, everybody can learn. When I reached out on Reddit and I was like, man, I just want to do a podcast with someone. That's how you and I started
Yeah,
chatting.
your other podcast died.
Yep. No one listens to it anymore.
No, it's
Fuck,
still
we don't
there.
even- we don't even listen to
What's
it
your
anymore.
podcast called?
What did I just watch?
Because movies.
Email us at at becausemovies.com. But no, I mean, it's... I don't know how we got on this subject. Because nobody has social anxiety on the Event Horizon.
Gonna go back and actually watch the show, huh?
See how the fuck did we get on this fucking
Gonna have
thread?
an honorable mention continuing the topic. Oh gosh, I don't even know where I am anymore. Okay. Justin emerges in a catastrophic. Nope.
Oh, it's Bon Jovi concerts.
But oh yeah,
That's how we got there.
Justin Jovi.
Justin Jovi.
He's a comic book
JDJ.
character.
JDJ.
Marvel Universe. Bon Jovi's son emerges
Bon Jovi's son.
in a catatonic state.
Whoa.
There is no prayer. Everyone's dead.
Whoa. We're getting out of here.
Traumatized. What is in this? Okay, traumatized by what he saw on the other side. He attempts, probably a Bon Jovi concert. He attempts suicide by decompression, but is saved by Miller.
That was fucking cool, man. When you see his veins and shit, and he's bleeding all out the mouth and the eyes, that was great. I think that's the part that I remember that it was super duper gory. But then watching here, it was gory, but not over the top.
Yeah, no.
You know, but it was fun. That fucking scene was great. Not to mention in a movie that is all about science, the most at least in my opinion, I thought the most well-known thing about space is if you take off your suit, you're gonna freeze to death because it's like indescribably cold.
Which has become a trope in many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how come that guy's fine? He's not freezing, man. He's just fucking. Also, technically, shouldn't he kind of implode or explode?
Only if you keep air in, your lungs can explode because or like try to force its way out in different ways.
Yeah.
So
So I just thought that was,
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of stupid. I thought he was supposed to freeze.
no,
to death.
that's why he says in the movie, exhale,
Oh yeah, blow the arrow.
blow
Yeah,
all
yeah.
your air out because that's what you're supposed to do. You'll see it in Gravity, I think.
Balls.
No, Gravity. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
think
I'm
that's
sure it
one
did.
of
I
the
just like,
movies.
don't
I
remember.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. When
I think that was a movie.
Gravity was a great fucking movie,
Yes. Yes, it was. With a
especially when they
interesting
follow
end.
Sandra Bullock from the behind. And you see her in her underpants. You know she's like in her fucking 50s,
Still hot.
and she's still super duper hot, man.
Okay, so they had to. So he was saved by Miller, forcing the crew to place him in stasis. So he's like messed up and then
Yeah.
in stasis.
He was fucked.
The team begins to experience apparitions of individuals from their past that only they can see, hallucinations corresponding to their fears and regrets,
Yeah.
which was interesting.
I don't know, like, why was Sam Neill?
We go into
He just
each
missed
one.
his wife, I guess. That's why she showed up. did
She
they ever go
committed
into-
suicide,
Oh, okay. I don't
and
remember
he
doing that.
misses her, and so in his head he's reliving what happened to her, even though I don't think he was there at the time.
Okay.
And then she's saying, "Come with me," which is trying to get him to kill himself. We'll get into this. Miller sees Korik, a subordinate he was forced to abandon to his death.
And he burned to death.
Yeah, he got trapped in a
Something. And he said, "Did you ever seen fire in space? It's beautiful but it just burns forever," type of thing. Which doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no oxygen. in
just
space, but
goes in waves, he said, or something like that. It just because it doesn't have gravity.
doesn't have oxygen. Fire
Well,
wouldn't
it
burn in
wouldn't.
space because there's no oxygen.
But there was oxygen in there in the first place.
Oh, I don't know.
So it's trying to get all the oxygen.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yep,
which
yep,
makes it go in waves. Science with Phil. I got that.
Phil Nye, the science guy.
There you go. That's better. Okay. Peters sees her son, whom she left with her.
He's disabled too, right? Her disabled son?
I don't know. With her ex-husband, with his legs covered in bloody lesions.
That's right. Because you see him in the video she's watching. He's in a wheelchair and he's covered up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I believe he's disabled somehow.
So
That's why the
it's
leg thing was a big deal.
probably. I don't know if this is true, but her husband burned him. If she left him with her ex-husband, and his legs are covered in bloody lesions, and in the video it's covered up.
You think she set
No,
his
I
kid on
think
fire?
I think her ex-husband did something bad.
Set him on fire?
Maybe hot oil.
So for any kids that are watching,
Just burned him with something.
mind your parents or they'll fucking burn your ass.
You know, if any parents are abusing you, call someone. Tell someone.
Me. Come over and kick some ass.
Yeah, he will. Okay, so yeah, I think that her husband at the time abused the kid in
I didn't get that from
way.
it. But
that's just what I see for it. Doesn't really matter to the story.
anyway, yep,
But that's what I see because then it becomes ex-husband. She leaves him, and who's in the video? Is the husband in the video?
I thought the husband was like maybe recording the video, but I don't know. You know,
Miller sees Korik, a subordinate he was forced to abandon to his death.
Right. In the gravity room, the gravity chamber, the room with the gravity ball, the G room, G ball, burning.
Oh, that was the same thing.
All right, this whole part is boring.
Weir sees an eyeless vision of his late wife.
Also,
Nah.
this shit in 4K looks terrible.
yeah.
The eyeless effect, oh man, it's bad. It was so bad you're trying to watch it and trying to be scared, and I'm like, oh.
His late wife, who committed suicide, urging him to join her, which we said. The crew soon discover a video log of Event Horizon's crew fornicating, and if you don't know, that's sex.
Sexing each other.
And
sexting.
mutilating each other shortly after
While
first
sexting.
engaging the gravity drive. This is something Rob's really into.
Give me that dick. Rip.
How many times have you been to the hospital for that?
How long do you think I was waiting to do that joke?
Oh my gosh. No wonder they were screaming.
Liberate me, yank.
The video log ends with a shot of the Event Horizon's captain holding out his own eyes gouged from their sockets, speaking the complete Latin phrase from the earlier distress call, which DJ translates as Liberate tutemet ex inferis, which is
Our Latin audience knows already what that means.
save
Me from my
save yourself
anus.
from hell. Same thing. Especially on
Especially after your
Taco
strange
Bell
Supreme.
night. Yes. We have the same mind in some things.
breasts.
Deducing that the ship's gravity drive opened a gateway to a hellish dimension outside the known universe, and that Event Horizon has somehow attained sentience, Miller decides to destroy the Event Horizon and orders an evacuation.
Now,
That's
this-
the end. No.
This scene is great where they watch that video, and in other movies they'd have like, hey, we've got to discuss. And oh my god, what about this? Where are we gonna go? What they do in this one,
And nope the fuck out of there.
what they do in this one is Lawrence Fisher turns it off and goes, "We're leaving." Like that to everybody. They're like, "Let's hightail the fuck out of here." I thought that was great. Holy Christ!
I didn't clap.
The Event Horizon's falling apart.
Jesus.
But I like that. I thought that was just, we're leaving. And then it kind of turns into Doom, where they've opened a portal to hell and shit is coming through.
I've never seen Dune.
No, the fucking video game Doom. I thought you were a video
Oh,
game person.
see, that's how I don't. You know, I
Lord.
haven't seen Dune now.
Doom! Not Dune!
Dune.
Doom!
So they open a portal to hell in Dune.
Yep. That's where the sandworms come from.
I'm so excited.
Doom!
Peter is lured to her death. Peters is lured to her. I'm dying. My mouth is just not working. Peters is lured to her death by a hallucination of her son. Weir, who has gouged his own eyes out and is now possessed by the evil presence, uses an explosive device to destroy the Lewis and Clark.
Right. Yep.
The explosion kills Smith and blasts Cooper off into space.
And the worst
I was
part,
hoping that was the end of that for him.
Cooper's like, oh man, oh geez, I'm
Damn.
off in space. Damn, yeah, all the
Yeah.
fucking damn, yo, wiggity
This
whack.
is whack. Yeah.
So stupid.
That's not racist. That's just
That's how they talked in the fucking. That's how white executives thought black people talked in the 90s.
yes. Weir kills DJ by vivisecting him and corners Stark on the bridge. Miller confronts Weir. If you haven't watched this, you're just like, well, whatever. Miller confronts Weir,
Get back to the Taco Supremes.
who overpowers him and initiates a 10-minute countdown until the Event Horizon will return to the other dimension by activating the gravity drive.
Now, one part that didn't make sense here is we see Sam Neill with his eyes gouged out,
Yeah.
but then in the fight that he has with Lawrence Fishburne, his eyes are back.
But that's okay because he's not real.
What do you mean
He's
not
not.
real?
He's a hallucination at this point. He's dead.
Oh, okay. Sam Neill's a hallucination? I thought the guy Korok, the one of the guys from Breath of the Wild that he's fighting.
I know at some point Sam Neill becomes an hallucination. Maybe it's after this point because he gets blasted off into space, or did he already
I
do
think it's
that?
after that because he's got his eyes, and also he's nude. Did you notice that he's all fucking naked and he's got all those cuts?
Why not? He's got that body.
Right? come into the Event Horizon with me, Kleinies.
Miller confronts Weir, who overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah, and then effectively the Event Horizon explodes.
Cooper, having used his spacesuit's oxygen supply to propel himself back to the ship, appears at the bridge window to say another phrase.
Wiggity whack!
Oh
Damn,
no! because Weir shoots at him and is blown into space by the ensuing decompression. I think he's already dead though. He took his eyes out. You think you'd die from that?
Depends how you check him
Eventually.
out.
Ice cream scoops. We're fine.
They have those in the kitchen on the Event Horizon.
Miller, Stark, and Cooper survive and manage to seal off the ship's bridge. With their own ship destroyed, Miller plans to split the Event Horizon in two and uses the forward section of the ship as the lifeboat. We saw this coming because they mentioned it for no apparent reason.
They just kind of walk it. What are these explosions? The explosions are designed that if you ever had to blow up the middle, that you'd be able to use a friend for a lifeboat. Okay, now let's get back to the plot. And you're like, oh, that's going to have something to do
You just
later
want an
on.
actor to go, oh, so this is the end. This is the end of the movie, right?
They should have put right on the side of the explosive plot device.
Maybe it is. If we were in 4K.
That's right.
Miller's... Okay.
They had point towards enemy. We saw written on the bombs.
Okay. Miller is attacked by manifestations of Korik, which turns out to be the resurrected Dr. Weir.
Holy fuck!
Miller fights him off and detonates the explosive, sacrificing himself. The gravity drive activates, pulling the ship's stern section into the black hole. Stark and Cooper enter. See, I thought at that point, I didn't realize, but I thought at that point it was just like crashing into the Neptune or whatever it was.
Oh, okay. What,
But
the back part of the Event Horizon? I got sucked in? Oh, okay.
Because it looks like it's going down, but it's actually going into the black hole. Yeah. I think I realized that later. Like they said, I don't know. Stark and Cooper enter a stasis beside a comatose Justin.
How that guy fucking lived through all this is bullshit.
He was in stasis.
Dork.
And wait to be rescued. 72 days later, the wreckage of the Event Horizon is boarded by a rescue party who discovers the remaining crew is still in stasis.
Justin somehow was still alive. I'd say that guy was probably living on a prayer.
Stark sees we posting on TikTok. Stark sees Weir
Lifeboat life.
Stark sees Weir posing as one of the rescuers and screams in terror. This is revealed to be a nightmare, with Stark waking up moments later. Cooper and the rescue team comfort the newly awakened and terrified Stark as the bulkheads close, which I find was stupid.
Also, the music sucked because it was that terrible, not new metal, but
Oh, the credit
techno-y
music. Oh,
music.
yes.
Because it's like they close the doors. It's like
What
the fuck?
It was
This
like
is
what I
garbage.
almost what I walked into when I got here today. The Asian new
Oh,
metal.
that's right. Yeah, listen to Baby Metal. If you've never heard Baby Metal, look them up on YouTube or on Spotify or whatever. Baby Metal's fucking great.
So the final part where they're in the lifeboat and getting the thing, it's kind of like one of those cliche murder mystery things where it's like the bad guy comes back to life. The thing I hate about blood work, Clint Eastwood bullshit.
Clint Eastwood's never made it.
I don't like that. I didn't like it in this. They could have done something clever, but they didn't.
It's not a very clever movie, though.
Not really.
No. So I think that kind of... And also, Paul Anderson, I get the vibe that he has watched a lot of movies like this, and he just made a movie just like it.
Just to get money, yeah. I
But
can see
hey,
that.
it
was a
was
good
a fun
time
movie.
it was a good time for sci-fi flicks.
That's right.
Like
It was a good time for Paul Anderson, too. Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat, this movie. Like, he had made some movies that have really struck a chord.
So go watch this in 4K.
Yep.
What did you think overall?
I enjoyed it. It's
Just dumb fun.
that's exactly what it is. Dumb fun. For a guy that likes movies that are very cerebral and make you think and blah, 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 and artsy and shit, this was just a hell of a good time.
If you like alien movies, don't
Also-
expect it to be that caliber.
That's right.
But it's still I love
It
just
goes
love
by super fast, too.
space crew in peril.
But it goes by, it's only like an hour and a half long. It's or hour and like 40 minutes long. It goes by at a good clip. There's no wasted time. It was fun.
No paying more to Sam Neill. Yeah.
Clarice.
No, that's not Sam Neill.
Yes, it is.
All right.
He was the Australian Hannibal Lecter. Oi, my croc, give me some of them croc meat. Clarice. Starving.
BecauseMoviesPodcast.com.
Find us on TikTok, Pornhub, and Grindr.
No, if they reach out,
I'd be 100% on board with Pornhub.
you're already on Grindr.
I would go in the junior section of Pornhub. It'll get bigger.com.
Now I gotta go to get that one.
We gotta get that.
I'm sure it's out there.
Bye, everybody.